Hello everybody, from Linkless Field we present to you the 2019 Utah High School Athletic Association State Championships for the 4A class between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Bear River Bears. Before we get to today's game, we'd like to present to you the National Anthem. In fact, they do instead of the National Anthem, we are doing the Pledge of Allegiance here. And then a flyover as well to mention. So a little bit of a shake-up to start, but nevertheless, we have baseball here on the way, and we are proud to present to you this game between the Dons and the Bear River Bears. Once again, a huge matchup for the Spanish Fork Dons here in the 2019 playoffs. Of course, yesterday a tough loss to the Desert Hills Thunder, the #1 overall seed and the #1 ranked team in Utah. They hung in pretty well, ended up falling 5-3 in front of a pretty well-packed crowd here at Lindquist Field. Today is a different story. Today is a day of survival for these two teams, and there's no room for error, of course, in the losers bracket. Spanish Fork does have quite a ways to go, but the road is still there for them to make it to the state finals. Of course, they do have to start here against Bear River. And then, of course, the looming matchup ahead between either Lehigh or one of the favorites in this tournament, Dixie. The Flyers, of course, being one of the better teams in state as well from that St. George area. The Dons do have help on their side, though, with Cy Nielsen on the mound, and he'll be taking the start for the Dons. Of course, Nielsen is the heart of the team and one of the best pitchers in their three-man rotation. This is the 8th appearance for Nielsen, and Nielsen currently on the year is 5-0. Has pitched 28 2/3 innings and still holds his ERA under 2. We'll have a tough task today against the Bear River Bears, who boast a pretty powerful offense to say the least, hitting about 344, and they are high on momentum so far after losing the first game to one of the tougher teams of the tournament in Salem Hills, as that first pitch is in for a called strike to Wyatt Roholt, the shortstop for the Bears. That one is low for the first ball of the game, 1-1. We won't have graphics today, so we will try our best to keep the play-by-play with you here. We'll relay it as it comes along, as that one is swung on and missed for strike 2. So Wyatt Roholt on the year, hitting .459. This is a team that hits well with average. He has 2 home runs of his own and is a great bat in the leadoff spot for the Bear River Bears. A team that isn't too far away, only about 30 minutes north of here in the town of Garland. I want a ball. 2-2. Two-two pitch. That one hit hard over near the dugout. Just missed that area, hits the netting, and it's still 2-2 for Wyatt Roholt. To add to his stats, Roholt not only has those 2 home runs, he has 25 RBIs and a .517 on-base percentage. That one down and away, and it's 3-2. Of course, Nielsen, what he does so well is not only does he have that commanding fastball, but when he has the off-speed pitch going and the location as well, it's pretty dominant. We'll see how he can do today. That one bounces in the dirt, and that'll be a leadoff walk for the Bears. It's a loud Bear River squad, a passionate team as well. As we said, they lost the opener to Salem Hills, but have won 3 straight here on the losers' end of the bracket to get to this point. In fact, they've beaten Stansbury 6-5, followed by Park City and Cedar City as well to boot. So a few great, impressive wins from them. In fact, the last one was last night at 7 p.m., where they ended up winning 12-2 as that first pitch is low. So up to bat here for the Bears is Parker Coombs, center fielder for the Bears, as he takes time. Nielsen set. Here's the pitch. That one is low as well, and it's 2-0. A little early command problems from Cy Nielsen to start. 2-0 pitch. That one away as well, and it's 3-0. Nielsen just a little bit off so far. It seems like he's just struggling to find the zone. See what he can do here. 3-0 pitch. And that one is up and in, ball 4, and 2 walks to start on back-to-back batters. And Skylar Horain, the catcher, is going to have a quick word with his pitcher. Never a good sign when you're losing command early, and of course the Dons need Nielsen here. Their other big man, Mason Olson, one of the 3 main pitchers for this Don squad, went 6 innings last game against Desert Hills. He played a great game for the lineup that he was facing. It was a Hills lineup that averages 9 runs a game. He gave up 5 in his 6 innings, but he had 8 strikeouts as well. Pretty dominant performance on his end when he was good. He, like Nielsen, kind of struggled with command issues, but a good sign for Cy here as he gets that first pitch right down the middle for a strike. 0-1. Up to bat, by the way, is Carson Day, the first baseman. He hits that one high and into left center field, drifting over to make the catch in center, and it drops. Bennett wasn't able to make it. Running around third is Roholt. Roholt's going to try and come in, and he's going to do so. So a huge double from Carson Day, and it's 1-0 Bear River. All the runners get into scoring position as well on a fly ball that just kept drifting. It didn't look extremely dangerous, but the way that Bennett was positioned out there in center field, it looked like he was going to be able to make the catch, but just not enough room, I guess, not able to make it in time as that one drops and hits the wall over there near the deepest part of the ballpark. So the score now 1-0 Bear River as that one is swung on and missed for strike 1 to Colton Summers, the catcher. Not the start you're looking for if you're Spanish Fork. Oh, Nielsen. That one rolls away. Horain just got enough of it with his glove that it didn't roll to the backstop. Once again, 1-1 count here. The Bears just struck with a huge double from Carson Day that drove in a run. Now with runners on second and third, Bear Hills is ready to strike again as that one's down and in for a ball, and it's 2-1. Summers on the year hitting .382. He has 18 RBIs of his own. Another power hitter as he gets that one off the end of the bat. Foul tip, and it's 2-2. Winner of this game will advance to play the winner of Lehigh versus Dixie later on tonight. That will be right after this game, in fact, at 4:30 here at Lindquist Field. As that one is dribbled over to second, over to make the play, throwing it to home and spiking it behind the plate is Randolph, and that'll bring it one in. Second run dives in and scores, and Bear River's got 2 on the board. It's already 3-0, and the Bears are completely dominating this game. Another error for Randolph over at second. So the Dons, everything that you think could go wrong has go wrong here. And they're going to convene and try and settle things down. Down 3-0 already on just 1 hit. Things have not been good to start. 2 walks to start off the game, followed by a huge double. Now Summers with the dribbler to second base turned error, and Bear River completely in control. Alrighty, so the score is 3-0, Bear River. Easton Lish is up. Cy Nielsen takes a look back over to second. We want to discuss this matchup here. We were going to focus on these two in particular, both Cy Nielsen for the Dons and Easton Lish, the pitcher here for the Bears. As he hits this one high and over into right field, right under it is Conway, and he'll run up on it and make the play. Tagging up is Summers. He'll drive into third without a play. So a good hit by Lish there to move the runner up. And finally, we have the first out of the inning. So again, that matchup will be interesting. Lish, like Cy Nielsen, is one of the big cogs for this Bear River team. He does a bit of everything. He's hit .393. He's led the team with 30 RBIs. And he also does the job pitching-wise as well. And he'll be starting, in fact, for the Bears in this game, as that one is away for a ball. 1-0 the count here, and Braxton Jepson is up. 1-0 pitch. He hits this one high and in the infield. Drifting over to make the play is Randolph. He'll run over and he'll make the catch. 2 down. It was a tough play over there earlier for Randolph on that dribbler. It's just something that when you're in the game, and especially in playoffs, runs are so important. You have to make a decision whether you want to try and stop the run or if you want to go for the force it first and just take the safe play. He opted to try and force it at home, but by the time that Coombs was getting there, the damage had been done at that point. He tried to overthrow it, just got away from Holrain. Things have kind of calmed down though a bit as the count is 1-1. 2 down here for the Dons, and they're down 3-0 already in the top of the first. Up to bat is Goose Noble for the Bears as he hits that one hard to shortstop. Pintar makes the play over a short. And finally, the Dons get out of the top inning of the first, down 3-0. Let's see what they can do in the bottom half as they try and work out of this hole. Our coverage of the 2019 Utah High School Athletic Association Baseball Playoffs is presented to you by Blue Diamond Auto Group, the attorneys at law McKell, Thompson & Wise, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, State Farm in the offices of Lance Wilson, Driggs Mortgage Team, MVP Sports, and 2 Jacks Pizza. So up on the mound for Bear River will be Easton Lish, as we mentioned. Lish in 9 appearances is 6-2, has pitched 37 innings with a 3.97 ERA. He is one that gives up quite a bit of walks, though. In fact, he's averaging a 1-to-1 ratio in essence, 21 Ks to 22 walks, and an opponent's batting average of 266. So he does a bit of everything. However, on the year overall, batters have been able to get a hold of him. We'll see what the Dons can do. Obviously, the Dons are known for their lineup and being able to hit well. However, recently, their lineup and their averages in total have dipped a little bit over the course of the playoffs. Hopefully that's not a continuing trend, having played a couple of tough teams in Park City and Desert Hills as well. So speaking of that Desert Hills team, they will play tomorrow in the winner's bracket against Salem Hills, who is one of the local teams, of course, in the Spanish Fork area. Salem Hills having an impressive run, to say the least. They have just cruised through these playoffs. In fact, they beat Lehigh yesterday in the opening matchup 11-1 before Desert Hills took on Spanish Fork. That game will be Friday at 4:30. As for this game, though, the Dons are in a bit of a hole, and they're going to have to try and dig out of it here. And they'll start off with Tay Newman. Of course, the lineup for the Dons here will be Newman, followed by Josh Dart, Andrew Pintar hitting third. Cy Nielsen will hit cleanup in fourth, followed by the number 5 of Hunter Clark. He'll be hitting at DH in place of Tanner Peterson. Noah Conway, Morley Bennett, Cade Randolph, and Skylar Holrain, as that one is in for a strike. It's 0-1. That one gets away from the catcher Summers. It's a fastball, and it's 1-1. side. Pretty amazing. At the beginning of this game, we had a flyover, and you can hear the kind of the airplanes going on in the background. Of course, Ogden has Hale Air Force Base nearby as that one's rocketed over into center field for a base hit. A good start for Tay Newman and the Dons. He'll get on with a leadoff single. Just out of the grab of the second baseman, Braxton Jepson. Good start, of course. We're just so used to that last game between the Thunder and the Dons as being a defensive battle of sorts. Really just a well-played game overall, pretty clean game. This one we may expect it to be a little different, maybe an offensive slugfest between these two as that pitch is away for ball one to Josh Dart. Dart yesterday had a couple of singles on the game. He was 2 for 3. Of course, a bit of a mix-up at left-handed batter, I should say, as that one's away for 2-0. Once again, like we mentioned, Easton Lish kind of has a problem with commanded times. He can draw walks, and it's something the Dons will hope they can get today. 2-0, and that one's hit hard to right field. Drifting back over there is Noble at the wall. He can't grab it. It's over his head and it hits the wall. Running over to third is Newman, and Dart will get in with a double. Both runners will hold, but a huge double for Josh Dart. And a great start again for the Dons. They're starting to rack up hits. And that'll bring up the dangerous hitter, Andrew Pintar. And Pintar yesterday smashed the ball to left field over the fence, hitting a monster solo shot that at the moment looked like it would bring the Dons back into the game with Desert Hills. Just wasn't enough, but it was an impressive hit nonetheless. Pintar has 3 on the year. We'll see what he can do. Of course, a home run would be huge. Of course, not only in tying the score, but in morale as well, as that one's down and a call to strike, a little bit away it seemed. Nevertheless, the count is 0-1. 0-1, and that one's popped up, and it's going to stay in the infield. Running over to grab that one at first is Day, and he'll make the out. Pintar just getting under it there, and that'll be the first out of the inning. And up to bat is Cy Nielsen. The Dons are going to need Nielsen to have a big game today, not only on the mound, of course, but in hitting as well. And Nielsen is that guy that can do it. Of course, he's one of the higher averages on the team. Nielsen currently hitting .450, he has 20 RBIs. He gets on base at a .538 clip, so he has been Mr. Clutch and Mr. Reliable for this team. We'll see what he can do as he takes that one outside for ball one. If you're just joining us here, a rough start for the Dons. They go down 3-0 early on a couple of leadoff walks by Cy Nielsen to the Bear River Bears. Then from there, a huge double as that one is checked but not held in time for a strike. 1-1 the count. So it's a 3-0 deficit, yet the Dons have a chance here to get back in it. They have runners on second and third here with one down. Not one down and away, 2-1. This here gathers. Goes fastball, and that one's hit hard to left. Drifting back over there is Reese. It's going to hit the wall, and that's going to drive in Newman, and Dart's going to come in as well. Here's the throw to home. Dart diving down, and he's in time and safe. Dons get 2 in on a huge hit from Cy Nielsen, and it's 3-2. We said from the outset, the hitters have had good contact on Easton Lish. They've been able to manage hits off of him, hitting at .266 overall. That's pretty good for high school standards. And of course, Cy Nielsen, you get a pitch like that in the middle, you're not going to miss much. And he comes through huge here to start. 3-2 now the score as Clark comes up to hit. Hunter Clark on the year. Well, he's hitting about 194 as that one's a strike. However, he does have 5 RBIs, and he has gotten on base at a 395 clip as well, so we'll see how that goes. Time is called here for Clark. It'll be Clark followed by Noah Conway in the on-deck circle. So far here at Lindquist Field, a bit different compared to yesterday. Of course, yesterday a pretty hot day out, pretty windy as well, but today a little bit calmer, a little bit more overcast as that one is thrown over to first. Of course, the danger is that rain is imminent. It seems that rain will be on the way starting this afternoon and then continuing for the next few days or so, as that curveball is outside for a little high actually for a ball. 1-1 the count. Of course, you don't want rain by any circumstance. These kids really want to play baseball, and of course they've traveled a long way as well, and so have the fans. 1-1, that one hit over to short. This could be a double play. Turns it over to 1 and now over to 2. It's not going to be in time, and the first baseman, Day, actually drops it. So a good play by Rohold over there at short to get Cy Nielsen out, and that'll be 2 outs. Two down here for Noah Conway. Here's the pitch. That one down in the zone for a strike. Keck checking the runner over at first, and he'll set. And he'll fire, and that one's inside. Here's a throw from the catcher. That one might be in time, and it's called safe. Wow. Just got down in time. Did Hunter Clark there, but a good throw by the catcher. That was Colton Summers for the Bears. So, of course, an all-important game for the Dons. They can't lose here, of course, being in the loser's bracket. They still have a long way to go. If they win this game, they play the winner of Dixie and Lehigh, and then from there they'll play the loser of Desert Hills and Salem Hills before the finals. So still a few games to go. That one popped up and possibly in play. Drifting over to first is Day to make the catch, and he'll be there. Just enough room, and he'll get the third out of the inning. So the Dons answer back with a couple runs of their own. It's still 3-2, though. Bears on top. And we'll be back with the second inning here on Spanish Fork Channel 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street Crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know, State Farm's got you, too.
You ain't nothing!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Top of the second here from Lindquist Field in Ogden, Utah. This is the 2019 USHAA High School Playoffs here on Spanish Fork 17. Score is 3-2 currently. Bear River leading Spanish Fork here as that pitch is outside for a ball. Cy Nielsen on the mound for the Dons. That one's away 2 for 2-0. And he struggled with command so far in the first couple of innings. Started off with 2 leadoff walks. That one is in for a strike and it's 2-1. Up to hit for the Bears is number 8, the DH Dylan Marble. That one down, and that's ball 3. 3-1 the count. Marble on the year, currently hitting .354, has 8 RBIs for the Bears this year. 3-1 count, and he swings on a pitch that looked like it was down, so a good break there for the Dons. Full count. There's the pitch, and he got him swinging. First strikeout on the game for Cy Nielsen, and that's a welcome sign for the Dons. Of course, Nielsen prides himself on his strikeouts, and he's been absolutely excellent on the year. In fact, he has 53 strikeouts, make it 54, as opposed to 15 walks. So he's done a great job, and in his starts, he's been dominant as well. If you've watched him throughout the year, and we have, he's just been absolutely great for this team. He's dominated some of his performances as that one's in for a strike, but today has been kind of shaky. See if he can get into a groove. That one hit and fouled over to the right side and into the stands. It's 0-2 already for the third baseman, Bradley Brown. And 2. Tries to get him with the curveball there, and it's down and in, and it's 1-2. 1-2 count. Now one away as well. So far, one hit. Just one hit for the Bears. Yet they have 3 runs on the board. As this 2-2 pitch is in, and he's got him swinging on another strikeout. So a good sign here. Maybe Nielsen getting into his groove with 2 consecutive Ks. And that'll bring up the top of the order. It'll be Wyatt Roholt, who got a walk his first time up. So far been a crazy game to say the least. A lot of contact as well, especially from the Don side. They had a couple of huge hits from both Cy Nielsen and Josh Dart as well. Wind up in the pitch. That one dribble just foul over there, right into the Spanish Fork dugout. Bear River on the year, 21-8, 11-4 in the Region 12 conference, and they've ended up finishing second place in that league, as a matter of fact, as that one is high for ball 1. 1-1 the count. That one looked like it was just over the belt area, just elevated enough to be outside the zone. 1-1 count. That one's down and inside. 2-1 here. Of course, both these teams just coming off of a game yesterday, so not a lot of rest or break for them. In fact, they'll be playing their 3rd game potentially, depending on who wins this game, as that one is down and away, and it's 3-1. And Nielsen's not really getting those pitches on the outside corner, and especially the corners of the zone. A little bit tight. And I think Gov Nelson is also having some words with the umpire there. Nielsen will take a second to recompose himself. 3-1 count with 2 outs. That one swung on and missed. A good pitch there. Gets him right back with the fastball. Roholt steps in. Full count here, 2 outs in the top of the 2nd. That one hit hard over to right field. Drifting over there is Conway. It's going to go into foul ground, but he makes the catch. Good catch there from Spanish Fork, and that'll be the end of the inning for the Bears. Middle of 2 with a score 3-2. Bears on top of Spanish Fork. The Dons will be hitting in the bottom half. Once again, this game is brought to you by our fine sponsors, Blue Diamond Auto Group, the attorneys at law of McKell, Thompson & Wise, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, State Farm in the offices of Lance Wilson, the Driggs Mortgage Team, MVP Sports, and 2 Jacks Pizza. Once again, we thank all of our sponsors, and we thank you as well, the viewer, for tuning in all season long to us. We're glad to bring you these playoff games as well. And, of course, if you want to watch them, and hopefully we'll see Spanish Fork advance here. If they do, we will continue to broadcast these games. You can watch them live on youtube.com/SpanishFork17 or on sfcn.org. Those games, of course, are streaming live, and you can watch them as well after the fact on replay. And feel free to invite your parents and anybody to watch. We love to have you as a viewer, and we love broadcasting these games to you as well. So Spanish Fork will have, we'll see here, we got Bennett up, and then that'll be Randolph after that, and Skylar Horain to be hitting third for the Dons. There you see Bear River over there. Bear River finishing second place in the conference, as we mentioned. Ended up being the number 2 seed and having a tough draw in the first round against Salem Hills, who has been one of the more dominant teams in 4A this season. And they took them to the brink, however. They did a good job against that team. Ended up losing 4-2, though, in the first round. Obviously, this is a matchup that if you're Spanish Fork, you can't sleep on, and that's the playoffs in general. You can't sleep on any of these matchups. From the get-go, it's been a tough stretch for Spanish Fork, as that one's in for a strike to Bennett. Of course, the opening couple of matches were just exciting baseball. That one is swung on and missed. A pitch as well outside the zone. Bennett caught chasing there. Bennett playing center field today, and so far on the year, a good job overall hitting, as this one's 0-2, and that one is right down the middle, strike 3. Froze him with an off-speed pitch right in the middle, and that's the first strikeout on the day for Easton Lish. Well, that'll bring up Cade Randolph, the second baseman for the Dons. See if he can get anything going. That one down and inside for ball 1. Kind of working with the off-speed pitch here to start as the leadoff, but goes back to his fastball there, and that one high and outside for ball 2. Both pitchers seem to be a little bit disgruntled with the zone. That one a ball as well. Fans aren't liking it either, especially the Bears fans in particular. I'm sure Dons fans are fine with it for now. 3-0 count here with 1 out. Now 1 away, and it's a 4-pitch walk. So Randolph will take his base, and that'll bring up Skylar Horain to finish up for the Dons. After that, it'll be the top of the order coming up here in the bottom half of the second. Once again, the score 3-2. Bear River currently leading the Dons. A crazy first inning. The Bears ended up getting 3 runs and a huge double off of Cy Nielsen, who usually doesn't give up large contact. The first one swung on and missed from Horain. Horain last game went 0-2. We'll try and reverse the trend here. He's been pretty well overall in these playoffs. That one hit high, and that one's going to drift foul. Of course, the state championship will be played here at Lindquist Field, as well as the other games pretty much from this point on. Right now, only 6 teams remain in the tournament, as that one is thrown over to first. Has been an excellent tournament overall for not just Spanish Fork, but for their region as well. They have the 6 remaining teams, half of them are from the League 10 division, as that one swung on and missed by Horain, and that's another strikeout for Easton Lish. So Lish getting that curveball, it's an off-speed pitch, but he's getting it to work, and Horain there just kind of trying to smack it into play, just couldn't really see it all that well, it seemed. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up Tay Newman, who started off the game with a single. hard off of Lish. We'll see what he can do this time up. That one outside for a ball. Randolph getting a pretty big lead. That one kind of inside over there to Newman. And it's 2-0. Randolph normally playing second. We'll see what he does here. We'll see if he tries to steal. He has a pretty big lead over there first. He shuffles that one, gets behind him, and that will surely advance Randolph as that one rolls back to the backstop. Good sign there for the Dons again. They get a runner in scoring position in this second inning. 2 down here, 3-0 count to Tay Newman. There's the 3-0 pitch. That one is in for a strike. Tay Newman going to take all the way there on a 3-0 count. Again, Randolph getting a sizable lead. Nobody really covering him. That one hit hard into the gap. That's going to drop. It's going to be a double to the wall, and in to score is Randolph. It'll be 3-3. A big double there from Tay Newman. He's 2 for 2. And we're all tied up here in the second inning. That top part of the lineup has been great so far this postseason, and once again they're coming through with big hits. Newman hitting it hard, and Dart, who's up to hit, had a monster double off the wall. Almost off the wall, in fact. It went to the warning track and bounced off of it. We'll see if he can do that here for the Dons. It started off shaky, but now all of a sudden it's 3-3. That one away, and it's ball 1. No count to Dart. After Dart, it will be Pintar. 2 outs here. Dart looks, and that one is a strike. I don't know if that one was in the zone or if it was because Dart went around swinging. And it looked like Dart held his swing there, but no appeal. 1-1 count here. Keck fires. That one hit, and just in front of it was Dart. Dons have seemed to find their mojo back. Fans are cheering here. 1-2 count with 2 outs. That one hit him on the elbow, and Dart's going to advance. Boy, it feels like with Lish, you have a, it's almost two-faced. You get the good cop, bad cop sort of scene here. He had a great start, gets a strikeout looking to Bennett. Then he goes walk, strikeout, walk. Then double, and now a hit by pitch. So now up to hit is Andrew Pintar. Pintar got out his first at bat in the first inning. We're still only in the second here. It's 3-3. That one inside for a ball. Bear Ridge as a team overall has a 2.36 ERA, which is pretty impressive. In fact, it edges that of Spanish Fork. That one fouled off of Pintar's leg. That's never fun. We'll walk it off, though, and it'll be 1-1 the count. Down and away, and the catcher wisely moving over to block that one. Dons out hitting the Bears here 4-1 in this game. 3-3 score here. And that one rolls away, and that's going to advance the runners. Over to third is Newman, and he'll stop over there. Dart at second as well. So Keck now behind again, 3-1. We talked about Keck giving up walks. So far already, he has 2 and a hit by pitch. Three-one count. That one hit over to the third baseman. It takes a weird hop, and it's going to bounce over the wall. In to score is Tay Newman, and holding at third is Dart, and the Dons take a 4-3 lead. After that rough first inning, they are already back in it, and they are up 4-3. Huge inning again on offense, and Easton Lish really struggling now. Can't get any help as well. Just a tough hop over there for Brown, the third baseman. It hit his shoulder. Nothing you can really do other than really charge the play. That's just something that experienced baseball players know how to do. It just comes with time. It's a tough play to make, though, when the ball's hit as hard as it is. Up to bat now is Nielsen, and he'll take that one for a called strike. So runners at the corners here for the Dons, now up 4-3. They've scored 4 unanswered. That one bounces weird as well. In to run is Dart. Dart dives down. He doesn't even have to dive. He runs in cleanly, and the Dons are up again 5-3, and they increase their lead. Boy, none of the breaks going Bear River's way right now. That's 2 weird bounces in a row. And they cost them 2 runs here, and Spanish Fork cruising now. Lish on the year, he has pitched a great deal. 9 appearances, and he has won his share of games, 6-2 in terms of wins to losses. It's just been a matter of runs that have been the problem. While Bear River does hit well, he has had a 3.97 ERA on the year. Already has given up 5 in 2 innings. Should be 1-1 the count here to Cy Nielsen. That one bounces in the dirt as well for a ball. It's still 1-1. Should be 2-1 the count there. Umpire signals 1-1. That one bounces away. Lish now really struggling with confidence, it seems, that nothing is really going over the plate. It's all hitting the dirt. Dons will take it here, though. 3-1 count. And that one swung on and missed for strike 2. Well, Nielsen in the first inning had a monster shot off the wall. Huge, loud single for him. He himself had a shaky start pitching, but he's kind of seemed to settle in. That one down and away, and that'll be a walk to Nielsen. This game just keeps going for the Dons in this inning, I should say. And Nielsen will come out here as the pitcher so that he can get his gear on it, for most likely that being the reason. Going to run in his place is number 21. That would be Dawson Lee for the Dons. There's a pitch, and that one, catcher drops there, but it's right in front of him. It'll be 1-0. Hunter Clark Of course, in the first inning, he grounded out. It's being his second time at bat here, and he takes that one for 2-0. Well, if you're the Dons, you might as well just take on these pitches the way that Lish is struggling. He's already given up a share of walks on this one. Three walks on the game, but Clark will swing at that one and miss for a strike, 2-1. Clark DHing in this game, of course. He came in to pinch hit in the last matchup against Desert Hills. That one bounces again, and it's 3-1 now, the count. All of those spikes have been on his curveball. Off-speed pitch really nowhere close to the zone, and Dons are just laying off of it. And wisely so. 3-1 count here. 2 outs. Now one inside, and another walk for the Dons. And that'll bring up Noah Conway with the bases loaded here. 5-3 the score, and Bear River's gonna take time again. Colton Summers going to have a lengthy word here. We'll see what they'll do with Lish and stay in there. Things started off well for this Bear Rivers team. They started off with 3 runs in the first inning. And it quickly turned from being sweet to sour in a matter of moments as the Dons have put on 5 unanswered here. That one inside. Lish with the pitch. That one hit over to left field. This one might drop. It's drifting into left, but over to make the catch is Rees. And Bear River fortunate to get out of that inning without more damage. It's 5-3 the score here at the end of 2. The Dons have taken back the lead here on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Top of the 3rd inning here on Spanish Fork Channel 17 for this big time 4A playoff matchup between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Bear River Bears. Big time 2nd inning there for Spanish Fork as they put up 3 in the bottom half. Cy Nielsen kind of getting in his groove, although he throws that one low for ball 1 to the center fielder, Parker Coombs. Coombs so far on this one, first inning he got a walk, one of those 2 leadoff walks that Nielsen gave up. That one hit over to the 3rd base side, and that one just goes right over the glove of Newman. It's going to go into left field, and Coombs will take that one for a base hit. We'll see if they count that as an error, if that one will be a single. Likely an error, it just went right over the glove of Newman. Boy, 3rd base hasn't been kind to either of these teams. Last inning we saw it when 3rd baseman for the Bears, Bradley Brown, went over to make a play. It bounced off of, well, took a weird hop off of his shoulder, ended up scoring Tay Newman and tying the game for the Dons. Now Bear River will try and get something going here with the runner on first, and up to bat, their 3rd hitter in the lineup, Carson Day. Day swings and misses at that fastball, and it's the first strike, 1-1. looks like they will leave that play as a hit. Nothing indicated on the scoreboard, but break for the Bears. That one goes inside. Chased him with a fastball, and it's 2-1. And we'll take a break here. That one in for a strike there. Top inner half of the strike zone, and it's 2-2. Top of the third here, 5-3 Dons. That one hitting Parker, that'll be Day actually, and Day will advance, and that'll bring up Colton Summers hitting cleanup. That's the first hit by batter for the Bear River Bears this game. Both pitchers, it hasn't been necessarily impressive. They're going to take a second over here at first. It looks like, whether it was Day, it is Day. He's pulling up for the walk. It looked like he's kind of pulling at, hinting at his groin or his hamstring there. All is shaken up. We'll see if he's okay. Runners on first and second. Nielsen will turn back. Summers, a dangerous hitter for the Bears, has 18 RBIs, hitting .382 this year. That one is inside. Command has been a problem for Nielsen so far. In the second inning, he was able to harness it a little bit. Got a couple of big strikeouts. Normally, a reliable pitcher is Cy Nielsen. That one is low. Not normal of him. Usually he gets ahead and counts, and today it's been quite the opposite. 2-0 the count here. Summers will take, and that one will be in for a strike. Two-one pitch. One bounced in there in the dirt. And hitters counts aplenty for both teams in this one. A 3-1 count here to Summers, who doubled this first time up. Nielsen fires. That one hit hard, but just foul. Rolling over into the bullpen area. He's got that bullpen over on the sides. More traditional setup here at Lindquist Field. 3-2 count here. That one chopped over to first. It's going to roll foul. Good play over there by the first base coach. We've seen quite a few of those so far this year. The dexterity, you could call it, the athleticism of these coaches. They've been around the block, that's for sure. All right, full count here for Cy Nielsen. He'll try and get the pay here. He doesn't get it, but he will get the play at first. Rolling over to throw it to second is Conway. He won't get it in time, but he will get that one out, and it's the first one for the Dons here. Top half of the third. Dons will take a second here to convene. Gub Nelson comes up. I'll have a word here. He's going to talk with his team about probably some strategy and alignments here that he wants. And it's going to be it for Cy Nielsen, in fact. Normally you wouldn't see that, of course. Nielsen is one of the best pitchers they have, him with his cousin, Mason Nielsen. However, this is the playoffs, and of course being in single elimination, this is pretty much it. Lose and you're out here, and so the Dons will turn to number 14, Tay Nielsen, to try and get them some much needed relief here. Now, Nielsen's had some good appearances as well for this team in relief. I should say Tave Newman, I'm sorry. Getting Nielsen and Newman mixed up here, but Newman, who is on the mound currently, has had 7 appearances on the year with a 1.5 ERA and 25 strikeouts. And Nielsen, speaking of, just didn't seem to have his stuff today, and not necessarily the best time either, as the Dons are at it here with Bear River. One down here, score 5-3. Lish the pitcher up to hit. Now one drops low for a ball on the curveball. Lish flied out last time in his at bat, and he'll take for a strike. That one hit hard over to second, shortstop I should say. Pintar gathers and throws over to first, and he'll get the out. Bears will score a run though. In to score is number 15, Parker Coombs. I think the Dons learned their lesson though from the first inning not to try and force the play at home. Just a smart move by Pintar to gather and fire. And with 2 away and a runner at third, a tying runner in fact, that'll bring up Jepson. Fastball is away for ball 1. So back-to-back fielder's choices here for the Bears. Jepson up to hit, and on the year he's hitting .319. Not the biggest kid, but he can hit hard. That one's hit over to Pintar. He'll gather that one. Throw it over to first and get the out. So a good stop there by the Dons to hold, and they do have a 1-run lead here as we go to the middle of 3. Score being 5-4. Dons on top. Once again, this broadcast of the 2019 Utah High School Playoffs is presented by Blue Diamond Auto Group. The attorneys at law, McHale, Thompson, and Wise, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, State Farm in the offices of Lance Wilson, Driggs Mortgage Team, MVP Sports, and 2 Jack's Pizza. A little bit more subdued scene here at Lindquist Field compared to yesterday. Probably has to do with the fact that it's not as sunny out, but still pretty calm weather so far, and the rain has held up. As you see the view of the Ogden Temple there in the background. Once again, it's a beautiful ballpark here at Lindquist, one of the better ballparks in the state. Of course, home to the Ogden Raptors. And walking around the ballpark today, it's impressive to see some of the players that have come through to this place and have played over the years. Of course, not just in olden times, but also recently as well. Ogden currently serving as an affiliate to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Players like Jock Peterson, Corey Seager, Cody Bellinger, D. Gordon, to name a few, that have come through the ring and have played here at Ogden. And of course, some older greats like Tommy Lasorda, Bill Buckner, Bobby Valentine. Obviously some impressive names there, impressive resumes from those players. And just a great ballpark here and a great atmosphere for baseball. Of course, you have the Raptors up here at Lindquist and Ogden, and you have the Orem Owls, the other rookie team down in Orem, who play at UVU, Utah Valley University, to be specific. Good baseball to be had here, as there's a bunt attempt there by Bennett. far. Morley Bennett on the game. Striking out, looking his last time up in the second. He'll try and get things going for the Dons here in the bottom half of the third. That one a strike as well. Corrected, the first pitch was a ball. So he did hold back on the bunt attempt. It is 1-1 here. Score again, 5-4, the Dons on top. Oh, they called him out. Scoreboard had it wrong. Sure enough, it was a strikeout. I thought he went around on the bunt attempt, and sure enough he did. So a big strikeout there from Easton Lish, and that being his third of the game, and the second on the day for Bennett. I'll bring up Cade Randolph here. Randolph takes the first one and pops it straight up in the air, ranging over to catch that one in shallow center field. This is second baseman Braxton Jepson, 2 away already for the Dons. Bottom half of the order for Spanish Fork has been relatively quiet so far today. It's been the top half that's done all the damage pretty much. Randolph has had a walk though, and he's up to hit here as he fouls that one over into the stands. That one in fact bounced so high it went over the netting there, right above the dugout. It's a curveball there, and it's down and in. 1-1 the count here, and already 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Lish. Randolph taps that one foul over to the left side again. Lish pitching with a little bit more pace here. Maybe a little bit more confidence as well. That one hit hard though into left field, and that's going to drop for a single. Good hit there by Skylar Horain. So Horain will come out, and in to run for him is number 1. That'll be Corbin Harrison. Dons using everybody on their bench pretty much today. Of course, they do have a lot more players up come playoff time. Rosters get bigger as well. Pretty full bench over on the Dons end. Harrison gets his lead, and he kind of backs off there as Lish kind of takes a step off to the side. Newman up, he's 2 for 2. That one spiked, and that one actually hit the umpire. And Summers is going to just eat that one. In fact, he's just going to walk it up to Lish. Umpire kind of hesitated there for a minute. Once again, this is the bottom of the third inning. We apologize for not having any graphics, but we'll try and keep you updated with the play-by-play here. Currently the score is 5-4 here, bottom of 3. Dons holding on to a 1-1 lead here as that one is fouled off to the left side. Newman will try and extend this lead here with the runner at second, as that one's bounced over the third base side and pretty much in the same exact spot as the last pitch. That one gonna roll down there again. Problem here though is there's nobody really out there, no ball boy to get the foul balls out there. That's what the JV team, I guess, is for right now, is that one is hit over into right field, and it's possibly going to drop. No, it's not. It's going to be caught over there in center field by Coombs, and that'll be the end of the inning. So no runs here for Spanish Fork in the bottom half. Bear River gets one of their own. The score is 5-4, end of 3 on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know, State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Top half of the fourth inning here on Spanish Fork Channel 17 for this big-time playoff matchup between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Bear River Bears. Currently 5-4, 6 hits, 1 error, I should say, for the Dons, and 2 hits for the Bears. It'll be Goose Noble to hit for Bear River, followed by Dylan Marble and Bradley Brown. That one is away, and into relief, of course, coming in last inning was Tay Newman. Relief for Cy Nielsen, not Nielsen's greatest performance. Newman was able to stop the damage there from happening in that third inning. He gets a strike there on the outside corner. Count is currently 2-1. That one swung on and missed by Noble. So Goose on the year is 23 RBIs, 279 average. Is 2-2 here and fouls that one away. Got one of the better names as well. Probably in the tournament. That's an off pitch that just goes outside. A little bit too much power on it, looked like, from Tave Newman. Full count. He gets right back up and throws it, and he gets him swinging on a fastball. No time wasted for Tay Newman, and he strikes out Goose Noble. That'll bring up Dylan Narble with 1 out. That one just low ball 1. That one in for a strike. Marble tries to check his swing, and he went around according to the umpire. 1-2. So far, Marble struck out his first time up. 1-2 pitch. That one away. So Newman pitching at a fast tempo. That's always a good sign. Seems like he's ready to go. That one is hit hard, though, and that one going into right field, but drifting under to make the play is Noah Conway. So 2 down here for the Bears. With Marble retired, that'll bring up number 16, Bradley Brown. Or Brady Brown, I should say. It's Brady Brown spelled with an EY, a little bit different spelling than that you usually see. Brady on the year hitting 158 with 4 RBIs as he takes a pitch high for a ball. He hits that one drifting over into the stands. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and missed. And Newman's got that fastball, and it's got quite a bit of velocity on it. He's hitting the zone as well, so good pitching outing so far from Tay. 1-2 count. But right as that happens, it hits the Looked like the knob of the bat there. Still 1-2 the count. That one looked like Brown thought about it. It was going to go in the dirt, though. Good eye by him, and it's 2-2. Good off-speed mix there from Newman. 2-2 pitch. That one high and in. Full count here. Bear River has 4 runs on just 2 hits. As that one is low, and Grady Brown will take his base here, and that'll bring up Wyatt Roholt in the top of the lineup. Walks have been a bit of a problem here for the Dons. So far, 4 on the game. That's the first one given up by Newman. 3 given up by Cy Nielsen, including a 1-hit batter as well. Runner on first here for Roholt, and that one's bounced in the dirt. That one's hit hard over to right field, drifting over is Conway. He might not have room on that one. In fact, it's going to hit that fence kind of in front of the playground area over there in right field. Lucky souvenir for the kid who throws it right back into play. Unlike pro baseball, likely the baseballs are at a premium, so they'll take them when they can get them. 1-1 the count here. Wyatt Roholt again in the batter's box. And takes one right on the back. Another hit batter for the Dons is number 2 on the game. And runners will go to first and second here with 2 outs. Good start to the inning for Tay Newman. However, now a walk and a hit by pitch, and now runner at second. And Bear River again threatening. That one swung on and missed by Coombs. And we have to mention it again, the fact that Bear River so far through 4 2/3 or 3 2/3 has only 2 hits. It's been a tough game so far for these 2 pitchers, Nielsen and Newman, as far as command goes, as that one is tipped and fouled away. However, good at bat here. 0-2 is the count. Dons will try and get out of this one. Newman gathers. 0-2 pitch. Oh, he thought he had it, and it's just outside. Count. That one hit right to the mitt of Tay Newman, who tosses it over to first and gets the out. So again, a good job getting out of trouble by Newman and the Dons, and the score remains 5-4 here in the middle of the 4th. Once again, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors for providing support for today's broadcast. The Blue Diamond Auto Group, the attorneys at law Mikkel Thompson Wise, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, State Farm, the Driggs Mortgage Team, MVP Sports, and 2 Jacks Pizza. Once again, if Spanish Fork wins today's ball game against Bear River, they will play the winner of Lehigh versus Dixie, which will take place right after this game. And of course, Spanish Fork, if they win that matchup, will play at 7 p.m. tonight here at Lindquist Field. And we will have coverage of that game here on Spanish Fork 17. You can watch that on our channel, or you can go online to YouTube as well to watch the game at youtube.com/SpanishFork17 or sfcn.org. Dons have hit pretty well so far, especially the top part of the lineup, and this is one of those guys, Josh Dart, who will be up to hit here against Easton Lish, who is remained in the game here. He's gone 3 innings so far, given up 5 and 6 hits. So far, Spanish Fork has done a pretty good job of seeing him and getting hard contact. Dart was one of those guys. He hit a hard double off the right side, hitting the warning track and over the head of the right fielder Noble. Once again, a beautiful day here at Lindquist Field. It's calm weather overall. It's been surprising. No rain, as was expected. Dart tips that one and fouls it behind him. Dart takes and bounces that one over to first. It's going to be a slow roller, and chopping and throwing over to the pitcher Lish is Day, and that's the first out. So one down here, that'll bring up the shortstop Andrew Pintar to hit for the Dons. Pintar so far 1 of 2. Takes that one just low for a ball. Catcher Colton Summers looking over to the bench. Seemed like he wasn't happy so much with that one, as that's another foul ball taken off the leg of Pintar. It feels like he's had a few of those so far as of late. I'll take a second here, and that one, as you see, he's holding his left ankle there. Never fun. And manager Nelson will come out and take a sec to talk to him. Pintar, one of those also key pieces for this Spanish Fork squad. It's one of those great hitters in this lineup, and when you look at the lineup going 1 through 4 especially, they're obviously the glamorous part of the lineup, but in this playoff rally, you could say, or in these playoffs so far as a whole, the bottom half of the lineup has really been the more impressive of the two in terms of how they've come through. Hitters like Noah Conway and Morley Bennett. That one is taken for a strike. Even Skylar Holrain, who had a great first game against Ridgeline for the Dons, had a few key hits. That one drifts away, and it's ball 2. 2-2 the count here. Lish started off giving up his 5 in the first couple of innings. That one is hit foul over to the left side. And in the last couple of innings, however, he seems to have maintained pretty well and has kind of gotten back into his groove. Two. That one tapped foul again. Seems to be a popular spot for these teams. Of course, so many right-handed hitters for both of these squads, and in general in high school, you don't really see a lot of left-handed hitters. That one's chopped over to the opposite side, a slow roller, and tossing it. Oh, and making the play is Day. He thought about tossing it over to Lish. He was only a couple steps from the bag, though. He didn't really need to do it. He realized that, and he just stepped over to make the play. That'll bring up Cy Nielsen to hit, and Nielsen in the second inning had a hard double, or a hard single, I should say, off the left field wall. Nielsen, one of those guys that can hit home runs for this team, the other being Pintar, who just grounded out. That one drove right into the hole for a base hit. So Nielsen will take the single there, and with 2 outs, that'll bring up Hunter Clark. Again, 5-4 the score here in the top of the 4th between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Bear River Bears here from Lindquist Field in Ogden, Utah. So far, what has been a spectacular playoff run for the Dons. Of course, they're hoping that it doesn't end today. Hope to continue their way to the final. So far in the lead, but they still have some work to do, as it's a 1-0 count and hit softly over to third. Picking it up and throwing it over to first is Brown, and making a good dig is the first baseman, Carson Day, to end the inning. Well, a good dig there, and the Dons don't get any runs here in the 4th. The score is still 5-4 here on Spanish Fork Channel 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
We're back here on Spanish Fork Channel 17 with the top of the 5th inning here. Score is 5-4 Spanish Fork over Bear River. Bear River, however, has the heart of their lineup here, and Carson Day, followed by Colton Summers and Easton Lish. Again, it is Tay Newman to pitch for the Dons. Don't throw that first pitch low for a wall. Newman got into a little bit of trouble last time up. He started off strong, getting the first couple of outs, and then followed it up with a walk and a hit by pitch. He was able to get out of that one, though. Count now 1-1 to Day, who is currently 1 of 2 on the game. That one is a ball. He was one of the 2 hit by a pitch. It wasn't Newman, though. It was the starter, Cy Nielsen, who tagged him. Speaking of, there's number 2 on the day. That one kind of got up and in on him, too, so you gotta hope that Day's okay. That was a fastball that kind of hit his shoulder. And you see him holding his elbow there. That's the 3rd hit batter for the Dons today. Never a good sign there when you see him holding his elbow like that. Just kind of hit him on that spot. You can kind of see right by the bone. Of course, you never want that. And that's one of the worst spots you can get hit, of course. You don't want to get hit in the head, but shoulder is also never a fun part, neither is the elbow. And Day's experienced it twice today. Probably going to feel a little sore tomorrow. Maybe even tonight, too, if they play and they advance. Summers is up to hit here, though, for the Bears, who are down 1 here. That one is hit to the opposite field. Drifting over to make the play is Peterson. He's not going to be able to get it. It's going to drop right in front of him. Day is going to hold over there at second, though. He was kind of tagging up, expecting Peterson to make that catch. Peterson playing too deep, wasn't able to get that one in a single for Summers. Summers will come promptly out. He'll be replaced by Ashton Rhodes, the pitch runner. Once again, danger time for the Dons. Newman will look back. Problem too, of course, is if you are winning this game, you don't want to expend Mason Olson, who is in all likelihood going to be the starter if the Dons advance here. However, at the same time, the options they have after Newman aren't a lot. Newman behind here 2-0 to Easton Lynch. And Lynch so far is 0 for 2, hit into a fielder's choice his last time up. That one in for a strike. When the Bears have gotten contact off of either Newman or Nielsen, it has been, you know, relatively light, as that one's a bunt that's laid down and Lish can't get it in play. Especially as of late. To start the game, of course, it was a different story in that first inning. Cy Nielsen took the start. Struggled with his first two batters. Consecutive walks back-to-back to start, and then consecutive doubles after that, and it was quickly pull for the Dons. As that was a great play made over there, a double play by Pintar. Catch him out, tag him out situation, and that's a big break for the Dons. Couldn't have been in any more perfect position. Incredible play by Pintar. And 2 down now. And the threat kind of diminished here as a result of that play. Lish just can't get anything going, it seems like. That one fouled right into the dugout. Two outs here. 0-1 count. That one's high. Throwing it over to first is Horain. Try and keep that runner there. Ashton Rhodes at bay. In his first two at-bats, Jepson has been 0 for 2 as well. There's the pitch. Curveball is inside. So command, despite it being an issue for the Dons, their defense has been able to produce some timely plays and some timely outs as well to keep them in this ball game. That one is hit hard though, and that one's going to be a tough play. Nielsen's going to have to range over, and first to third goes Rhodes. And Bear River will get a big single there from Jepson, his first hit of the game. So the threat not entirely gone yet. Bear River is up, and their entire bench here just anticipating. They've been on the brink for some time now, it feels like. See what Noble can do. Goose Noble goes swinging, and that one gets foul tipped. Just got enough of it. Had he missed that one, though, we'd be talking about a live ball situation there. That has affected the Dons before. That one's a bunt laid down. rolling and going foul. Is that one. Smart play there by Horain and Josh Dart to lay off of that one. Dart, by the way, has moved over to first, and that's a defensive change for the Dons. Playing over first base is number 22, Tyson Massey. Runners going here, pitch is high, throwing it is Horain. He's gonna, Pintar smartly cuts that one off. So there goes the force there with 2 outs. On a play that really is dangerous for the Dons, being up 1. If you don't get that play, then it's a troublesome matter, but it doesn't matter anyhow, as Newman gets another big strikeout to end the threat. Dons are happily, of course, first time they've come out in celebration. So another big inning here for Spanish Fork as they hold off another offensive threat. Score still 5-4 here as we take time to mention our sponsors. Once again, we'd like to thank everybody for your viewership, and we'd like to thank everybody for their sponsorship as well. The Blue Diamond Auto Group, the Attorneys at Law, Mikkel Thompson and Wise, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, State Farm and the offices of Lance Wilson, the Driggs Mortgage Team, MVP Sports, and 2 Jacks Pizza. Thank them for their coverage of today's ball game. So after the hot start, things have relatively cooled off here, kind of like the weather, in fact. 5-4 the score as the Dons come up in the bottom half of the 5th. Hasn't been a run scored since the top of the 3rd, and that was Bear River scoring. Both teams have had their share of chances. Of course, Nielsen, the pitcher that came into this ballgame, he went 2 2/3. Despite the short start, though, if the result holds, he will get the win here for the Dons. He'll have Newman and his defense to thank for that. Easton Lish still going here. This will be the 5th inning that he's pitched. Lish so far on the game has 3 strikeouts. He has had trouble with command. He's had a couple of hit by pitches and a couple of walks. That one is fouled away. It'll be Noah Conway for the Dons, followed by Morley Bennett and Cade Randolph and Skylar Horain as well. That one is golfed at and missed. Pitch in the dirt there. Quick 0-2 count here for the Dons. 1-2 pitch fouled away over the left side. Two pitch, and that one golfed at and missed. Conway will run over to first, and that'll be a strikeout, the 4th one on the game for Easton Lish. For Conway, just not his day so far. 0 of 3. In fact, the whole bottom of the order has only managed 1 hit from 6 on down against Easton Lish. He's found his groove, although that one hit hard and just foul on a pulled pitch by Morley Bennett. So the umpire on the 3rd baseline just trying to roam out of the way there. Lucky to do so. On a good hit, just hit way too early there. 0-1 count here. On a curveball, and it's just inside. Here's the 1-1. That one spiked in the dirt about 10 feet in front of the plate. Something we haven't seen lately of Lish. Lish had a stretch there around that second or third inning when he was giving up those runs to the Dons that seemed like his confidence had been all but gone. And a lot of his pitches were hitting the dirt. And speaking of which, there's the second one in a row. Just stringed them together consecutively. And once he was able to get out of a bases loaded jam in the second, he's kind of been on the up for him as that one's fouled away and the count's 2-2. Actually 3-2 the count here. One out. That one just fouled away there by Bennett. Bennett doing a good job to stay alive here against Lish. Lish throws. That one fouled right above the press box. Full count here, one out. Hit hard to center field. This one drifting over to Coombs, and he makes a diving catch, and he dropped it. For a moment, it seemed like he had it turned and dropped, and Coombs a bit shaken up out there. Nevertheless, a big double there for Morley Bennett. Just hit it enough into the gap, but man, Coombs with a great effort there to try and make that one. Just rolled over, couldn't make it, couldn't keep it in his mitt. So now the Dons have a runner on second here, and this is a good opportunity for them to try and extend their lead here over the Bears. Two jacks double doesn't hurt. Check swing and held there by Randolph. Randolph no stranger to doubles. He had one of his own in the last matchup against Desert Hills, as that one is taking it for a ball as well. It's starting to get a little bit darker here at Lindquist Field. Cloud cover has definitely increased since the start of the game, as that one's hit hard over the third base and it goes through his legs. Brown is not going to have a play, and running over to third and in time is Morley Bennett there. So runners will be on the corners for Skylar Holrain. It's a heads up running there by Bennett to take the base there. Nobody to make the tag, of course, because of the bobble play there by Brown. Dons look to extend their lead here as that one's taken away for a ball. Skylar Holrain on the day is 1 of 2. He does have a single here. Got it in the third inning. Quick throw over to first there by Lish. Surprising thing is that Bear River has a number of options that they can turn to. Lish throws that one back as the catcher tries to make a play there on the snap throw to try and get Bennett, who stumbled out there at third. Just got back in time, though. They do have options, though, speaking of the Bears. However, I'm still sticking with Lish here. It's a critical part here for Bear River. Currently down by 1 here. That one chopped at and foul. be up, and Tay Newman will be in the on-deck circle. He's up next to hit after Holrain is done, and that one is chopped away and foul. One thing Lish has done really well today has been that off-speed pitch when he's been confident, has been able to get it in the zone in particular. Has been a problem for some of these hitters, especially this bottom part of the lineup, as he throws again over to first. Let's see if Holrain can jack one here. That one hit hard and just foul again. And taking a big bounce over into the seats. Coming right back out in the play. That's the kind of shot that you want if you're a golfer, like me especially, one that doesn't hit it the straightest, but take the ricochet. 2-2 here, and swung on and fouled. Just got enough of it, did Holrain. Of course, baseball and golf in full swing here. In the professional leagues, of course, the PGA Championship this week. And then baseball, of course, being in full swing with Major League Baseball going on. And then, of course, locally as well, we have the BYU Cougars who are playing outstanding, as that one is hacked at and swung on and missed by Holrain, and that'll be a strikeout. On the strikeout, though, because of the bobble play, that'll advance Bennett. Or Randolph, I should say. Randolph will go to second. Bennett's still at third. That is strikeout number 5 on the game for Easton Lish. 2 down here. Don's leading by a run. Bear River will take time here and bring out the manager, Donald Hawes, here to talk to Lish, and it'll look like that'll be it. So a good outing for Lish, who started off shaky but was able to produce 2 2/3 innings consecutive scoreless for the Bears. That was a good job to maintain the lead here. It's still 5-4 though. Lish will come out. He'll make his way out of this ball game, and there'll be a couple of defensive substitutions here. Going to center field, it looks like will be Brady Brown, and then Lish will make his way over to third. Coombs will likely be the one coming in for the Bears. And that'll bring out number 2, Colton Summers. So they do indeed go to the bullpen here at this critical moment in this ball game. Score again 5-4. What's interesting is with Lish coming out, Summers, the catcher, was also, well, Summers had to come out as well, of course, because he's pitching in relief. Still waiting on the catcher. In Summers' place will be number 8, I believe. That'll be Dylan Marble. Summers going from catcher to pitcher. So far on the year has 8 appearances. He's 1-0 with a 1.17 ERA. So he's done a fine job so far this year. Has 25 strikeouts and just 9 walks, holding opposing batters to a 179 average. So this will be quite the shakeup from Lish, who the Dons were able to get quite a bit of contact off of in stretches. See what they can do here. There's 2 outs, of course, runners on second and third. And Tay Newman, who's been one of their better hitters so far in this ball game. As you can see on the scoreboard, Dons have out-hit the Bears 8-4. At one point, the Bears had 4 runs on just 2 hits, so shaky start to begin the game. A couple of big errors. One of them for the Dons being a slow roller to the second baseman, Cade Randolph, which you don't blame him. He was trying to stop the runner coming home early on in the game when the Bears were up 1-0. That, of course, got by the catcher Horain, which ended up bringing in another run, just increasing the damage. Dons were able to fight back pretty quickly, though, getting 2 in the first and 3 in the second. All the Dons hitters up and ready. Now one low and for a ball. Trying to get the crowd involved here. Of course, this would be a huge hit, of course, if Newman can get this one. That one's in for a strike. Outfield playing relatively deep over there in center. You see some of the players there on the bench for the Dons. 1-1 pitch. That one hit hard. This one going to drop. Potentially, it's going to stay up. Good play over there by the center fielder, Lish, to make the play, and that'll do it. Actually, that'll be Brown. End of the fifth, anyways. Score 5-4 here. Dons still on top as we head to the sixth on Spanish 4 Channel 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Top of the sixth inning here on Spanish 4 Channel 17. Score still 5-4. It's been scoreless since the third inning. Nobody has added anything. Bear River's going to try and get this one back. They're down 1 here, as they have number 5 up to hit. That would be Braxton, I should say number 8, Marble to hit. That one is in for a strike. So Dylan Marble, he was hitting DH earlier. Now he's the catcher in place of Summers. So he looks that one away for a ball. Still on the mound is Tay Newman. Fires that one. That one is away as well, and that's a ball. 3-1 the count. Now, the theme of the day has been the pitching for the Dons as well as their defense. The pitching, the bad part so far. It's been a struggle for control, but when they've needed it, the good part has been that the defense has come in and there's been some timely pitching. The part of Spanish Fork is that one softly hit over to third. Over to make the play is Dart. He'll bounce that one in there for the first out of the inning. Good pickup there by number 22 at first. That, of course, being Tyson Massey. So 1 down, and up to hit is number 16, Brady Brown. Brown, another one of those players that shifted earlier. He's now at center field. Starting pitcher Easton Lish taking his spot at third base. That one away, and it's 2-0 already. So far, Brown on the day has a strikeout and a walk in his 2 at-bats. That one is in, though, for a strike. 2-1 the count here. Top of the 6th inning. That one swung on and missed. Another big-time fastball there by Tay Newman. times has been able to overpower the hitters with that fastball, and we'll see if he goes to it again. 2-2. Fastball in the outside corner, strike 3. Sure enough, he does, and a big-time K as 2 are down here in the top of the 6th for the Bears. Hitting in place, will actually be Roholt hitting the top of the order, so he'll stay in there. Once again, timely pitching has been beneficial to this Dons team. That one bouncing away, ball 1. Roholt's been hit by a pitch. He's also walked in this one. That one hit hard in the center, and that's going to drop for a base hit. So first hit of the game for Wyatt Roholt, and the threat finally for Bear River here in the 6th inning. Tying run is up. Leading runner is at the plate right now. Number 15, Parker Coombs, who swings and misses at that first one for a strike. Coombs has a single on the day. He's 1 of 3 as he hits that one over and out of the ballpark. It's kind of a relatively intimate setting here at Lindquist Field. Pretty much any of those foul balls that go over to that left side, they just kind of drop over into the street adjacent to the ballpark, as that one is called strike. Say that was a ball, 1-2. Strike 3 though on the curveball, and he gets another K on the game to end the threat. As we go to the middle of 6, Don's still on top 5-4. Don's doing their part here as they go into the bottom of the 6th. Once again, we'd like to take this time to thank our sponsors, Blue Diamond Auto Group, the attorneys at law, McKell, Thompson & Wise, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, State Farm and the offices of Lance Wilson, Driggs Mortgage Team, MVP Sports, and 2 Jack's Pizza. Lots of people in the crowd today, including some of the other teams that are here playing over the course of the week. In front of us, Desert Hills, of course, one of those teams that will be playing tomorrow in the winner's bracket. They'll be taking on Salem Hills. It's a quality Salem Hills team as well that they'll be facing off against. That'll surely be an exciting matchup. And then the winner of that one, of course, will advance to the final to play the winner out of the loser's side here on this end of the bracket. Dons have been holding on here. It's been 5-4 for a good stretch of this ball game. They'll hit here in the bottom of the 6th, and then they'll have their chance to finish this one off here in the top of the 7th there, as you see Mr. Hansen himself, P. Hansen, our producer, who does an excellent job as always, of course, with these broadcasts. He's the brains behind it all.
Playing third base, number 9, Josh Stark.
I'm sure he wishes that he had a little bit of a spot inside the booth. He's doing all the dirty work and doing the brunt of the labor here. We're of course thankful for all of our crew, and we wish we could be dancing. Hopefully things get a little bit brighter here. Of course, the Dons are winning, which is always a good sign. Dart there takes the pitch away. It's 1-1 here, the count. Dart with a double in the first, got hit by a pitch in the second. Then he ended up grounding out to first his third time up. Dart takes the pitch, hits that one hard over to right field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. A laser of a shot there by Josh Dart. He got all that one. So a leadoff hit for the Dons, and that'll bring up Andrew Pintar to hit in the third spot. They'll bring Dart out, and they'll bring in a pinch runner to take his place. That'll be Hunter Sorensen. Apologies. One thing we haven't seen though from the Dons on this ball game has been small ball, and games past we have seen them incorporated into their offense. Hit and runs, some bunt and runs as well. And a lot of pinch runners. So far though, since that second round or so, they've pretty much played more conservative power hitting baseball. They've been rewarded for it. They've been able to hit well here, especially early on. They'll look to add some insurance here. 1-0 count. One curveball is in there for a strike. Sorensen gets his lead over there, a little bit too much of a lead as he gets back there in time. You can see in the background some of the players for Dixie, it seems like, getting ready. That would actually be, yeah, that is Dixie over there. Lehigh as well, of course. They play right after this one. Count right now 1-2 to Pintar. No outs here. 5-4 the score. Dons on top here in the bottom half of the sixth. That one fouled high, and that one will drift over into the stands.
Please bring us balls to the concession stand. Thank you.
Count 1-2 here to Pintar. Cy Nielsen on deck. 1-2 pitch. That one right down the middle. Perfect pitch there from Summers, and that's a strikeout. So one out here for the Dons. A game that's been pretty tight, and the offensive opportunities have really just dwindled. Maybe not dwindled, they actually have been there in abundance. It's just been a matter of capitalizing on them for both teams. Cy Nielsen, though, will take the first pitch right on the back, and he'll take his walk over to first base. And that's another theme of this game. That's the fourth batter, I should say the third batter hit by a pitch by the Dons.
Pinch running for Spanish Fork, number 21, Dawson Lee.
So Dawson Lee will come back in to pinch run for Cy Nielsen over at first. Runners are at first and second here with one out for Hunter Clark. Clark can try and add some insurance. That one gets spiked and thrown over to first, and Lee just gets back in time. Dangerous play over there. Lee just kind of casually trotting back over to first, and a smart play over there by Marble to try and gun it over there. Also was able to get in front of that just enough to keep the runner second from advancing in Randolph. That one high, and that one does get away though. And over advancing is Dart. So in place of Dart, there is a pitch runner as well for him. Apologize, it is Randolph. Looks like I have all of my people confused at this point. Nevertheless, Dons have runners on second and third. Bear River sensing the bunt potential here. We have mentioned they haven't done a whole lot of it today. We'll see what happens. Clark will stay in there though, and that's a strike right in the middle. 2-1 the count. Sorensen over at third. Dawson Lee at second, both pitch runners. As Clark swings at an ugly pitch. That one 5 feet in front of the plate. He just took a hack at it. Clark again on the year, hasn't hit the greatest, but does have 5 RBIs on the year. We'll see if he can hit in a couple more. 2-2, that one foul, popped up high into the center field area. It's going to potentially drop, and it does. And that'll advance the runner Sorensen, and that'll be an insurance run for the Dons. Well, it seemed like such a harmless play there, just a pop-up into the very shallow parts of the infield, but the way that the Bears set up ended up costing them there on that one. Huge hit for the Dons, and they go up 6-4. That'll count as a double for Hunter Clark there. Huge RBI, number 6 on the year for the Dons. Such a harmless play, and once again the shift really was what caused it, because they're playing so quick in the infield. Clark really didn't get much of that at all. It really just drifted in the outfield, and Bear River's going to walk Noah Conway here, and that'll load the bases for the Force. So with 1 out, bases loaded, Morley Bennett will come up to hit. Make a change here. The Dons will, instead of Bennett coming up to hit, they'll have number 12 pitch hit in place, and that'll be Blair Nielsen.
Number 12, Blair Nielsen.
Nielsen doesn't hit a whole lot. See what he can do here. Bases loaded. 1 out here as that one's in for a strike. Dons up by 2 here, 6-4 in the bottom half of the 6th. That one high and almost hit the helmet of Nielsen there. Summers still on the mound here in relief. He winds up and fires. That one in there for a strike there on the inside corner. Got him with the fastball there. Outfield now backing up a little bit at second and short. The corner's still pretty far in. Here's the hit, and that one's chopped over to third. Diving play over there, and throwing over to first is Blish, but it's not in time. And another run will score for the Dons. The play is still live, in fact, and all the runners are going to advance here. Everybody's safe. A lot of confusion going on in the diamond here. Nobody knows what's happening. Oh, the play was made by Lish, who tagged third, and that out was definite. He threw it over to the first baseman, Day, who is still shaken up from trying to dig. Looks like he jammed his hand. He's sitting there with his glove off, and then after that, the play was still live. They never called it dead. So the Dons get one out at third. They will score a run here, though, so it should be 7-4 the score. Big insurance runs for the Dons. They'll take them any way they come. They've come in a couple of odd ways this inning. A bloop single by Hunter Clark that really should have been a routine out, but beat the shift. And then, as you just saw, a crazy play on a routine grounder that ends up scoring another run as well for the Spanish Fork. Scoreboard still reads 6-4. It should be 7. Two outs here. That one, curveball that just goes inside on him. It's 2-1. Randolph takes again. That time it's a strike, 2-2. Randolph on the game, 1 of 2 with a walk and a single. See if he can punch some more runs in. So he takes that one for a ball. He's gone to that pitch Summers has. It's now 3 in a row there with that curveball. He's trying to backdoor it into the zone. Full count here, 2 outs. And time is called. That one hits Randolph. It's going to be a lot of sore players at the end of this one. The tallied as the 6th hit by pitch by both teams in this game. Walks and control an issue. If it means victory, they'll take it, though, as that one's hit high and drifting into foul ground. Over to try and make the play is the third baseman Lish, but that's going to drop into the stands. That's about 10 rows up. You see a young fan there searching for a souvenir. Up to hit is Skylar Holrain with the bases loaded. Now when he gets right off the shaft of the bat, jammed him in. It's quickly 0-2 here. 7-4 the score here. Dons get 2 key runs here for insurance at the bottom half. Again, if the Dons win, they will be playing the winner of the game after this between Lehigh and Dixie, as that one slowly grounded over to short. Over to make the play is Robo. He'll throw it over to first and end the inning. 7-4 the score here. Dons leading the Bears here on Spanish 4 Channel 17. We'll be right back with the top of the 7th.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
We're here in the top of the 7th here on Spanish Fork Channel 17 for this 4A playoff matchup between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Bear River Bears. Currently things getting a little bit stormy here as fans are kind of making their way up to kind of the concourse area a little bit. It's gotten a little bit gusty here. We were anticipating things to get stormy, and in fact they are kind of starting to get a little bit mucky out here. Of course, the Bears are trying to save their season here in the losers bracket, currently down to the Dons. Dons looking to advance. They'll have 3 outs to do so as Newman will come on to close. It will be the #3 hitter Carson Day for the Bears. So that first pitch is in there for a strike. Of course, weather pending. We'll see if we have games tonight. Of course, if there is rain and lightning, it'll complicate things here in the 4A playoffs. Of course, everybody vying for a state title here as this one's hit in the center field, and a single for Carson Day, who has had a hit in his last couple of at-bats here. When I say hits, he had a double. Also has been hit by a pitch twice in this game. He's taken his fair beating. But he keeps them alive here, and so with nobody out, a leadoff single. And that'll bring up #2, Colton Summers. So Day will come out here, and they'll bring on a pinch runner in Colt Lish.
Now batting the pitcher, #2, Colton Summers.
Dons just need 3 outs here to end this one with the win. They got a couple of key runs in the 6th as well off a couple of blue plays. A little bit of small ball working in their favor there. Here's a pitch. This one fouled up right in the air. Skied into second in kind of the same place as last inning. Drifting over there's Pintar, and he will make the catch. Well, it's kind of the exact same play that happened for Spanish Fork last inning, but nobody there for Bear River to make the play. It's kind of a difficult play for Pintar himself, who was trying to drift back there. The wind probably affecting that one as well. One down for Easton Lish. He swings and misses at that first fastball, strike 1. Both teams have had an excellent season. Again, Bear River 21-8 this season, as that one's bounced by Lish. He'll dive. Pintar tries to make the play, but there's none to be made. A great stop there, though, by the shortstop, but just a hard hit to really make a play on as Lish gets a single there. And so now the Bears stay alive here. Tying run at the plate. Braxton Jepson. Things getting loud here, of course. Big time game here on Spanish Fork 17. That one grounded to Pintar. This could be 2. Steps on it for second. Throws to first, and he gets it in time. And the Dons ended on a double play. big win for Spanish Fork, and they take this one over the Bear River Bears. Final score 7-4. Cy Nielsen, despite the rough start, ends up getting the win with 2 2/3 pitched. And Easton Lish will take the loss for the Bear River Bears. A great game played by both teams as they come out to shake hands at home plate. Excellent game. So Spanish Fork will move on. We'll have more post-game reaction here on Spanish Fork Channel 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Things getting a little stormy here, but the Dons will take the win anyways. They love it. They end up advancing to the next round of the playoffs, winning 7-4 over Bear River. The whole theme, again, being survive and advance. Spanish Fork able to do that today with a great performance from Cy Nielsen and Tay Newman, who were shaky at first. They had some rough outings, but they were able to get through and advance as well. Good game overall from them. In fact, the performance of the game, the MVP player of the game, will go to Tay Newman, who was able to lock down, ended up pitching about 4 2/3 innings. 4 2/3 innings for the Dons. Ended up not giving any runs up. Played an excellent ball game. Of course, Bear River had a great game themselves. Good offensive performance early to start, and then, of course, everything kind of just locked up there towards the end of the game. So the Dons will advance, and they'll play the winner of the game between Dixie and Lehigh here at 4:30. They'll play later on at 7 o'clock, and we'll have coverage for that game. Weather pending, of course, as things are starting to get a little bit murky here outside. Again, we thank you as always for joining us on today's ball game on Spanish Fork 17, and stay tuned with the Dons as they advance and try to make it to the finals of these playoffs. Again, the final score on this one, Spanish Fork winning 7-4 over Bear River. Again, for everybody in our crew at Spanish Fork 17, I'm Jake Arscott signing off here saying good afternoon and good night here from Lindquist Field.